Doing some wild stuff. My hair. Doing some wild stuff tonight. Right now it's about 6 or 7 degrees above 0 Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is Celsius for my non-US viewer. By the numbers, I think maybe there's 2. Get a thermostat check here. Got one radiant with a fan, like a thermal element with a fan, and 2 radiators, and the oven is going. Oven's been on for about the last hour and a half, I think. Sitting at 64 degrees. Supposed to get the first real snow tomorrow night, possibly, or into Thursday. Wild variance among all predictions. The source that I tend to trust and go with could be wrong, and I'll see where it goes, and maybe the old thing that they said first turns out to be right and not the less thing that they said now. Or it will be the less thing because they tend to be less than what they say and they're trying to be accurate. I don't know. But they tend to be pretty good. So my guess is where I'm at, probably 2 to 4 inches. And then after the snow, the temperature drops and the wind goes for like 24 straight hours. Not in the same timing with each other necessarily. So it'll fall. There'll be time to do some plowing. It'll drift. It shouldn't be anything too terrible, and it's already frozen out cold enough beforehand that the road should not actually be too bad. I'll consider that a welcome Christmas miracle, as it should not necessarily affect my holiday work schedule, which means I won't lose hours, and I might still get a chance to get out and take a bite out of some of the right up on the holiday generosity and bad weather to boot. I have not had a bad weather with this place, so we're going to see how the customers are when it's inclement. Stepdaughter's heading out until summertime, hours away. A little bit of a blue Christmas, but I think it'll be all right. There are other people that are real people that are making their presence known. These are people that have been people for a while. They just haven't spoken up. And now is the time for those people to speak up. Saw a great, really articulate question, comment thing for the naysayers on a new video about a news thing about a lawsuit. And people know, lots of people know, and it's all about the like war against people whose other interest is on the other side, some of whom are bots and shills, some of whom are people who bought into the manufactured consensus, and they're arguing and fighting for something that actually is not in their best interest. And good luck trying to prove it to them. If you're still watching at this point, leave the comment below, demoralized. And if you know what video this refers to, leave that comment. In that lawsuit, the thing I think that matters most is the chain of custody. But if it's also able to prove that somebody legit was just like turn up the saturation on the printer, and that can be proven that that was done intentionally, you don't have to prove that they had, I think, malice or even, I don't know. The proof of intent seems arbitrary. I don't know where that's in the law. I think that the proof of intent in this case has more of a somebody's been watching too many congressional hearings. Hillary got away with the proof of intent thing. And now the entire DNC has thrown its entire legal board upon this this trial, and they're trying to get the subpoenas for the two primary witnesses removed. One of whom claims to have Will already been out of the country in a place where there's no internet by a long scheduled vacation plan with his family. I'm not even making that up. That is literally on the record now in this lawsuit. So you've got this weird-ass establishment manufactured consent. You've got the full weight of the establishment doing everything they can to make this just as obvious as possible to not mess with. You got a candidate who says, nah, not backing down. And the incident in question is pretty obviously that somebody who was already too far in too deep, and could not stop, had to do it one more time. And it also involved that person getting themselves elected into the seat of power. And the guy who was the Attorney General outgoing, who signed off on the thing because it was his job to be there and sign it, said something about riding the tiger and an up in the belly. So we'll see what happens in this trial. There could be other power players because the Republican Party is not sending help. But there are other interested parties that may. So. And it's a 2-day trial, and that is it. And then after that is a ruling. And then after that, and the holidays, the affidavits and all proffered evidence from the plaintiff's case will be made public. Because you can't do that during a lawsuit or the suit gets thrown out. Why hasn't she presented her evidence? How can she do that before the trial? Oh, see? There are people out there who know what these other people are doing. And we just want to make sure that anybody else that happens along is fully able to see that it is happening. It doesn't matter what any of us think.